Hey all, Rajmohan here again from the School of Sports Science, Kumaraguru College of Liberal Arts and Science. Introduction to the Unit 5. Unit 5, we have applications of motor learning. Once again, I would like to welcome you all to this Unit 5. Today, we are diving into the fascinating world of motor learning and its applications in various fields. Motor learning is a process by which we acquire or refine skills through practice and experience. It plays a crucial role in sports, rehabilitation, education, and also in emerging technologies. So this unit will explore how motor learning is applied in different contexts, shaping the way we perform, recover, and teach. So we'll examine how motor learning is used in sports to enhance performance, in rehabilitation to aid recovery, and in education to support lifelong learning. Additionally, we'll look at how emerging technologies are revolutionizing the way we approach motor skill development. Let's get started. Motor learning in sports and physical activity focuses on helping athletes to acquire, refine, and maintain the motor skills. There are three key components to motor learning in sports. The first is skill acquisition itself. In sports, athletes refine complex movements through repeated practice. For example, consider a basketball player who practices shooting free throws to improve accuracy. The process of motor learning allows athletes to develop these skills to the point where they are automatic, allowing for a better focus on strategy and game tactics. Second is the performance enhancement. By applying the principles of motor learning, athletes can optimize their performance. For instance, using a video analysis, and the video analysis feedback helps understand their technique and make corrections to improve their performance. This is true not just for individual sports but also for team sports, where tactical learning plays a major role. Talent development. Motor learning is essential in identifying and nurturing young athletes. So coaches and trainers can assess the motor skills of young athletes and design training programs to develop their potentials. Early skill acquisition combined with an optimal learning strategies can give athletes that edge in reaching elite levels. Motor learning not only supports skill acquisition but also aids athletes in performing at their best, optimizing their physical capabilities and also the mental focus. Motor learning in rehabilitation. In rehabilitation, motor learning plays a vital role in helping individuals recover from injuries, disabilities, and also impairments. There are several key ways in which motor learning is applied in this context. Let's look at that. First is motor retraining. After an injury or an impairment, individuals often need to learn the basic movements, whether it's regaining the ability to walk after a stroke or relearning or refining motor skills after a hand surgery. Motor learning principles are used to retrain the brain as well as the body. So therapists use specific exercises and repetitions to help those patients to restore lost motor capabilities and abilities. Second, the adaptive strategies. Motor learning also helps in developing adaptive strategies for individuals with physical limitations. For instance, some with a lower limb injury may learn to use crutches or a prosthetic limb effectively. Yes, adaptive techniques allow individuals to compensate for their physical limitations and regain independence in their daily activities. Third, neuroplasticity. One of the most exciting aspects of motor learning in rehab is the concept of neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to reorganize itself. Motor learning activities can stimulate brain pathways to help recover that lost functions. For example, intensive practice of a specific motor task after a brain injury can encourage the brain to form new neural connections, right? Helping the patient regain the lost abilities. In rehabilitation, motor learning provides individuals with the tools they need to recover function, build strength, and regain independence. Motor learning in education and special populations. Motor learning has a powerful application in education, like I mentioned earlier, especially when considering diverse learning needs. Here's how motor learning is applied in education for the special populations. The inclusive practices. Educators can adapt motor learning strategies for students with varying abilities. For example, motor skill development can be tailored for children with disabilities, allowing them to participate in physical activities at their own pace. Modifying exercises, providing additional support, or using assistive devices helps create an inclusive environment for all the learners. Developing milestones. In children, motor learning is an essential part of developing the milestones. From learning to crawl to mastering the complex movements like writing or playing a sport, motor skill development is very critical for our overall growth. Educators majorly use motor learning principle to track children's progress and also ensure they are meeting appropriate physical development. Lifelong learning. Motor skill development doesn't stop in childhood, right? Adults particularly the older adults can also benefit from motor learning principles. For instance, learning balancing, coordination exercises can help prevent falls and improve mobility in the adults, the seniors. Promoting motor skill development across the lifespan supports physical health and also well-being. Assistive technologies. Assistive technologies like adaptive tools, modified devices, and learning apps also enhance the motor skill development for individuals with disabilities. So these technologies provide targeted interventions to improve functional abilities, whether it's helping someone with a physical disability to communicate or supporting someone with a learning disability in mastering a particular specific skill. Factors influencing motor learning. Several factors influence how effectively an individual can learn motor skills. So these factors shape the learning process and also their outcomes. For instance, the cognition. Cognitive processes such as attention, memory, and decision making play a crucial role in motor learning. For example, an athlete must focus on their movements while also remembering the instructions and the tactical cues from the coach, right? Motivation. Both intrinsic and the extrinsic motivation are key to the motor learning. Intrinsic is driven by personal satisfaction, while the extrinsic could be rewards, recognitions, or competitions. A motivated learner is more likely to engage with practice and persist through the challenges. Coming to feedback. Feedback is essential for refining motor skills, whether it's positive feedback that reinforces correct performance or corrective feedback that helps an individual improve. Timely and specific feedback accelerates the learning process. Athletes rely on a feedback from coaches, of course, the peers, and also even the technology to enhance their techniques. Practice. The frequency and the type of practice significantly affects the motor learning. Consistent practice, whether in a controlled setting or an actual game-like environment, helps athletes develop and refine their skills. The quality of practice, I would say, including deliberate practice that targets specific weaknesses, is just as important as the amount of practice itself. So these factors, cognition, motivation, feedback, and practice, they all work together to influence how well an individual learns and masters motor skills. Assessing motor learning outcomes. Assessing motor learning outcomes is crucial for tracking progress and determining the effectiveness of a training program. Here are 4 primary ways to assess motor learning. One is timing. Speed and reaction time are key indicators of motor learning, particularly in fast-paced sports. Example, improving reaction time in sprinting, in decision making during a gameplay can be an important outcome of motor learning. Second is your accuracy. Accuracy refers to how well a person performs in a specific movement, like hitting a target or making a precise pass. Improving accuracy through practice and feedback is one of the key goals in motor learning, whether it's sports or rehab. Third is efficiency. Efficiency in motor learning refers to how well an individual uses biomechanics and the energy spent during those movements. A more efficient athlete uses less energy to perform a task, improve the endurance and the overall performance. Third, the neurophysiology. Advances in neurophysiology allows us to measure changes in brain activity during the motor learning process itself. So brain scans such as fMRI can show us how the brain recognizes and forms this neural connections as the motor skills are learned. So this provides various insights into the neuroplasticity, like we mentioned earlier, the changes in the neurons. So these assessments help guide the development of training programs and provide a clear picture of an individual's progress. The emerging technologies in motor learning. Emerging technologies can change the way we understand and apply motor learning. Here are some of the most exciting developments. As we know, the virtual reality, VR. Virtual reality provides immersive environments for athletes to practice skills or for patients to engage in rehab exercises. The VR stimulations create real-world scenarios for athletes to rehearse without any physical risk, of course, while also offering a real-time feedback on their performance. Next is your wearable sensor. Those devices are such as smart watches, the motion capturing suits allow real-time tracking of movement and performance. Wearable sensors help athletes and coaches monitor their techniques, track their progress, identify the area of improvements, all in real time. And the next is artificial intelligence and the AI systems. They analyze vast amounts of movement data to optimize the performance. For example, AI-powered systems can analyze an athlete's technique, compare its ideal movement patterns, and provide a constructive correct feedback, offering a personalized coaching insights. The next is your brain-computer interface, BCI. BCIs are revolutionizing the way we think about the motor learning itself, especially in rehab. So BCIs allow individuals to control external devices such as prosthetic limbs using neural signals from the brain. So this technology is particularly valuable for individuals with physical disabilities, of course, providing them with more control and independence. So these technologies are not only changing the landscape of the sports performance, but also offers a new possibility for rehab and learning as well. Implications for coaching and instruction. Motor learning principles have a direct impact on how we approach coaching and instruction. Effective coaching involves individualized approaches. Not all athletes learn the same way, so tailoring coaching strategies to individuals' learning style, his strength and weaknesses ensure that each athlete is supported the best possible way. Skill progression. Building complex skills should follow a logical progression. So coaches should break down skills into a manageable component and gradually increase the difficulty to ensure mastery. So this approach helps athletes build confidence as they master simpler tasks before progressing to complex ones. Next is the feedback. Timely and relevant feedback is very essential. Coaches need to provide both positive reinforcement and corrective feedback that is specific and also actionable. So constructive criticism when given appropriately, helps athletes refine their skills. Next is motivation. Keeping athletes motivated is very critical to their learning and also success. Coaches can foster intrinsic motivation by helping athletes set their personal goals, create a supportive environment, and celebrate their achievements no matter how small it is. By integrating motor learning principles into coaching, we create an environment where athletes can thrive and continually improve. Ethical considerations in motor learning. Ethics plays a significant role in the application of motor learning techniques. Here are the few ethical considerations that you'll have to keep in mind. It starts with equity and accessibility. It's important to ensure that motor learning opportunities are available for everyone, regardless their background, ability, socioeconomic status. Programs should be inclusive, offering adaptations for people with disabilities or those from marginalized communities. Next, privacy. Protecting personal data is very crucial, whether it's a data collected from wearable devices, feedback from assessments. The privacy must be maintained to ensure individuals' personal information is not misused. Next, the safety. Safety should always be on the top priority, whether it's sports training, rehab, or activities should be designed to minimize the risk of this injury. So this includes appropriate equipment, proper supervision, and understanding the individual's limitations also. Next is the informed consent. The participant should be fully informed about the procedures, potential risks, and the benefits of the learning programs, ensuring that individuals provide informed consent in an ethical necessity in research, rehabilitation, and educational settings. By adhering to these ethical guidelines, we ensure that motor learning practices are applied in a responsible and an equal fair manner. Future directions in motor learning research. The future of motor learning research is incredibly exciting, and we expect to see several key developments. Neuroscience. As our understanding of brain mechanism is improving, we will gain deeper insights in how motor learning occurs at the neural level. Future research will focus on how different brain regions contribute to different skill acquisitions and how we can harness this knowledge for more effective training methods. Technological innovations, like we mentioned earlier, emerging technologies like VR, AI, BCIs, they will continue to evolve, offering new tools to enhance the motor learning. So we can expect to see more personalized training program powered by AI as well as VR simulation that mimic the real life scenarios. And inclusivity, as we all aware, future motor learning practices will become even more inclusive, catering to individuals with all abilities, ages, and backgrounds. The focus will be developing more adaptive tools and methods that support everyone in their motor learning journey. And interdisciplinary collaboration. Motor learning research will increasingly involve collaboration across various disciplines such as neuroscience, engineering, and also psychology. So this collaborative approach will lead to more innovative solutions and improve how we learn and also teach the motor learning skills. The future of motor learning holds immense potential, with advancements in science and technology paving way for more effective personalized learning experiences. Conclusion: motor learning plays a critical role in many areas of life, from sports to rehab and education. The applications of learning, the motor learning, are vast, and emerging technologies will continue to shape how we approach the skill development, recovery, and these kind of learnings. So as we continue to explore new research and technologies, we can expect motor learning practices to become even more personalized and inclusive, offering a greater opportunity for individuals to improve their motor skills. Once again, I would like to thank you all for your time today. I hope you have gained a deeper knowledge, understanding of the importance and application of motor learning in various fields. Thank you.